Welcome to Factorio MSX Gigabase, where the MSX is the Marathon SpaceX Extreme, which of course means that we will need a Gigabase, since without using Marathon tech prices we needed a Gigabase just for SpaceX on extreme settings. So the bots have largely filled out all of this. We are missing publisher and train counter entities in all these stations, and they haven't been named, and we haven't done the connections here, but we will actually come back to that, because there's one thing that I want to go down to design test, because I noticed something when I was having a look at my design that I want to test out. So the best place to do it is back in our test bed, I think, and then maybe we will adjust the design of our new rollout accordingly. And let's just have a look at production while we're traveling. It looks like, well, we're producing tons of plastic, so obviously we could be producing a lot more red circuits, but I'm guessing we don't need to. Oh, there is an open request for red circuits, but there's probably no spare train. How are these guys going? They do have a few guys stacked up here. Doesn't make a lot of sense to have that. Yeah, we have this situation where there's uneven unloading. I really do need to look at changing all of this, but we'll worry about it when we put modules in there. We haven't done that yet. Modules in the module production. We obviously can't put production modules in there, but the design is based on having speed modules in there, so we will do that. One other thing that I should mention is that power is now over 6 gigawatts, so I actually, if we go back into the map view, and there's a nice timely autosave. If we go back into the map view, I have actually laid down an eighth set of this. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus the little starter bit, making the potential for about 8 gigawatts of nuclear power. And the consequences being, well, it has been getting up to 14. So we're starting to get dangerously close to where 16.6 starts impacting UPS. Still, we won't worry about that just yet. What we will do is come down to this oil design and take a look here. So basically I found that the 3 that I had wasn't enough for processing the heavy oil. Have a look at this. These beacons are actually too far away to affect these guys, because I moved this one forward one. These ones are fine. You can see how the beacons are highlighting these guys. So what I want to do is I am going to move all of these beacons forward by exactly 1 space, and do I have my robots on me? I do. And then I'm going to get rid of this guy, and I may even get rid of this guy, and I will then monitor heavy oil to make sure that we don't have an issue. I just want to check which recipe we're using. We are using advanced, good. Yeah, because we're only getting a crafting speed 3.1875, number of effect sources 7, which is these 3, and 50% of 4 of these, which is another 4. So that's insufficient. This one should be affecting it. We should be getting these 4 affecting this guy. This one over here, in contrast, is a crafting speed of 5.6875. So it's not quite twice, but getting towards twice as good. So let's do that. Let's quickly grab another blueprint, and we will just blueprint that lot. I can probably start getting rid of some of these other blueprints. if I need that again, I can just get it. Let's just get rid of you. What are you? The corner piece, yeah, we can get rid of that one as well. I will be using that one soon, and that's this one. Right, so I think it was from there, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Okay, let's get rid of those guys, and then stamp our beacons down in their new position. Come on, we need the speed modules in there as well, guys. They really think about that, don't they? Now, 5.6875, there you go. Let's get rid of this guy. Let us turn off this guy. So he's not doing anything anymore. Although I do like the massive crafting speed we do have coming off this guy. And let's see what happens with heavy at this point. Do we get a build-up of heavy? What are we missing over here? Nowhere to put the extra rocket fuel. Oh well, that's fine. The other thing is we probably have more beacons along here than we actually need. We've only got 100 construction robots here, so we probably, strictly speaking, probably only need about 2 beacons for sufficient charging. And down here likewise we only have 400, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we only probably need 8, so that's more than we actually have. Oh, sorry, it's less than we actually have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Rule of thumb, Madzuri's rule of thumb, I think, is under current mechanics for the bots is 1 roboport per 50 is a good rule of thumb. So yeah, we'd only need 8 for here for the 400 and only 2 up there if that gave us sufficient coverage for the 100. We're not burning up our supplies fast enough right now for this to be a very good test, unfortunately. Never mind, we'll leave that be. Go back to our train, because that will... we've laid down our new oil, but our new oil is only one of 3 such modules. It's not an end unto itself. Let's go to oil northeast. What I guess I will do at full speed, seems slow for some reason. I guess we're moving pretty quickly if I look over here. What we're going to do, I guess, is get the new oil ready. I guess to help the test along, I might maybe we'll disable old oil before we start new oil. Something like that. Let's have some coffee while we travel and think about this. So I guess what are our next steps as well is a good question. We've got all of this iron and this one as well. These ones out here are probably perfect, or that one and that one that need to be burned up. I would like to get steel we need to get fully up and running. At the moment we've only got the top half, so we need both halves of those. But then another iron smeltery, and then a proper, because this is only a half stack. I'll call this a half stack because our full steel stack will be 4. We need to create the full steel stack, so probably a new iron here and a steel smelter operation in here. And then we can start working on solar panels and batteries, because obviously we're at 8 of our pseudo prescribed 10 maximum nuclear fittings, although getting rid of some of the steam power from the coal-fired power stations would also serve a very similar purpose. Right, so what I want to do is basically slap this one down. Now you notice we actually increased the gap here to help with signaling, so I will need to move the bottom part, but this is the general idea, and if I come over here a bit I can probably fit a few more bits at the top. As in a few more, instead of just having 4 stackers, we will add at least 2 more. So let's slap that down. Now, what I want to do, I think, is we can get rid of that for the moment. I want to get rid of all of that because obviously it's not going to work if this track has to come in here. Let's come back over here. Come on, bots. Oh, are you waiting on these? Are you in this? You're in the range of these guys. At this point that could just be annoying. Well, what I want to do is get a fresh blueprint. So I want the bottom part of this it can be hard to tell sometimes whether you have in fact I've taken this blueprint too soon. Let's just cancel that. I need to move this bit down one so that it will work, so let's just get the bottom part of it. That will do, and we can get rid of that bit, and then we can insert that bit and connect it up. So that now is where it needs to be. Now this piece here, actually it might be just as simple to, well, this one for starters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, the signaling will be all wrong on that. But we can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then something like that. Now I just want to check if I can actually create a station on this. No, I cannot. Okay. So stations can only go flat or straight up and down. In that case, this setup might not be what we want. In fact, I may have to come out here and have them flat, which is okay. We can still do that as well. This looks like it's too long for a 3.8, well, longer than a 383 requires. Where is the landfill train? Is it down here? No, it's not. I probably moved it to nuclear, actually. You can go to landfill 2, because we don't need you down at nuclear right now. And actually, what did we call this station? It used to be called Landfill Northeast. That's what it used to be called, but it doesn't exist anymore. Right, so if we rebuild Landfill Northeast, temporarily here, northeast, I might even go over to this. That's not the train. I might even send it to me instead of to refill, because I don't think we used that much. Since this isn't going to work the way I want, because I want some post stackers with stations. There we go. Manual, and all we're doing here is seeing whether we need all of this length. Using an actual 383, it actually looks like we do need all that length. So there you have it, we do need it. Alright, never mind, we will leave that there then. I don't think I need stations on the way in, but I'm going to need an exit that has nothing to do with a station, but I'm also going to need stations on the way out, because we need wait stations somewhere. And my idea is to put them here. I suppose the other thing we could do is just have a simple out and then set up wait stations sort of here. So just exits and then wait somewhere. But it kind of seems like it would be easier to do as we do with the ore and have it there. So we'd need a rocket fuel station, we need sulfuric acid, and we need lube. And a straight exit for everything else. Well, maybe we could build the straight up exit first. Oops, came slightly too too high from the looks of things. There we go. So that gives them a direct exit, which we can put some signals on. Now, do I still have? I do. So we now have, well, actually the bottom one doesn't need to go up like that. So what we need is our 383 length, which I do have. Saves me having to maneuver a train like I did with that one, but it doesn't, I can't twist this onto its side, so we need at least that to store a train along here, probably slightly more. These other ones can go like this. Oop. Actually, they could be waiting around the corner, so it's not that important that this whole thing is a 383 length, because the train could have a bit sitting down here. What's going on? There we go. So 383. Probably just for neatness, I would like them all to come to about the same point. Like so. And then we need it to basically come up to here. Do I have some stops? Yes, I do. So that gives us 6 additional stops to play with. That's not going to work the way I want it to. I think that's what I want. And I mean, we can do a bit of a volume test once we're going to see if we have the capacity for all the trains that need to come through here to be able to exit and leave and all those good things in a timely manner as well. We will need some signals here. We will need one of these to say yes, you can go up there. That one is not the one that we want there anymore. Let's put one of those there. Do I have any of the other type of signals? It does not look like it, but we should have on here. Not in there, but let's grab some more of those. There we go. Now, these guys are going to need to be chain signals, like so. At the beginning they are going to need the other types of signals. This one at the beginning needs to be a chain. And we will want further signals coming up here. And when we get up to here, we will want chain signals again. There we go. So that should fix the signaling for this side. Now, one only waiting here I think won't be enough. I'm just kind of guessing though. What I'll do is get another blueprint. Basically want that without this bit. So we can do something like that. Yeah, that might work at the bottom as well. I have to change the signals around though. So this one will need chain signals. Here we go. And ooh, out of track again. Alright, let's grab some more. Seems like we've emptied the engineering train pretty much, of track at least. Alright, connect this little bit here. And there you go. So we have a slanty entry entry set of stackers, and we have some straight exit stackers with an extra path for the ones that don't need to be held up. I can probably just copy that directly down here. In fact, let's do that now. There's no reason not to. Oops, Control L is my special zoom tool. Where's that blueprint? There it is. There we go. Oil stacker. Let's get an oil symbol just so we know what we're talking about. And tick. Run down as this little midget person on increase zoom. And then we can slap that in like so. Let our bots build it. What do we got? We got that. Okay, let's rip those out and put that one in. Let's go back to normal zoom. That's normal zoom range. While the bots are throwing all this stuff down, it looks like we will run out of rail. Although if I run over here, is there any... There is a little bit of excess rail in there. 61 oil refineries. Did we not lay down all of our oil refineries? No, they look like they're all there. Maybe I miscounted somehow. And the rail all looks there pretty much. Looks like we're missing some signals there, but that's okay. But we're not completely out just yet. Obviously we don't want those trees. Have a sip of coffee. Now we're out. Right, let's clear all the trees away from our path. Which will mean all that needs to go. They're not actually keeping on top of the charging. After all, and we're about to run out of room. Okay, a quick trip up to the rubbish train. The rubbish train will be able to relieve us of all of this wood, and then we can grab some of what appears to be spare rail. A little bit of spare rail anyway. I could actually ask the bots here to give me the rail, but might be easier just to do it that way. Wait for my bots to come back. Two more. Looks like I've dropped off a few bots somewhere along the way instead of the 100 that I thought I had. But mind you, if you're only running 3 of these, I think it's only good for 75. There you go, the rubbish train's just pulled up. I think it's only good for 75 bots. It's mainly range, so the batteries are a more effective way of storing power than extra roboports. So it's a function of compromising range and versus charge versus total numbers of bots that can be handled by it. And we don't have enough stations for this one. Well, let's just use up our rail. We still have some of, yes we do. The reason we didn't use up all the rail in this build is probably because I had my own bots on at various times because I was building this bit out, and it probably built a bit of extra, so it was using bots from the engineering train, supplies from the engineering train for some of the build. We do have a little bit left, but we're waiting on this collection of bots. There we go. Can you do that? Yes, you can. Do we have... yes, we do have some signals left. While I think about it, I want to quickly run up to where that error was being generated in terms of... There's something down here as well. Oh, that's right, it's the publishers and train thingies that are missing from there. Is that it? Alright, there's some more that are missing. We might not even have enough. Well, I think I'm going to leave it here, guys. We have our basic infrastructure. Obviously this needs to be connected in here, but that's a fairly simple addition that I'll add between episodes. Let's go and have a quick look at our performance down here. Do we have any backup of heavy? Not noticeably. Have we ramped up production? It does look like we have, in fact. We have ramped up production to 23,000 plastic per minute. So if we're producing that much, this would have come under stress. It looks fine. I think I'm going to go ahead. I don't need that one. I do need that one. Reduce the number of these. Take out this piece that we don't need anymore on our new design up here. And that should help simplify things and save a little bit of, well, save entities, save UPS, all the good stuff. But that's it for now. So thanks for joining me. We'll get the soil sorted, and I will see you next time. Bye bye for now.